So we decided to launch this event, and we needed money to do it. And I don't have any, so we had to go get it from somewhere else. And crowdfunding and Kickstarter was something I'd known about for a while, and I'd always been sort of fascinated by, but I've never done. And so I looked into crowdfunding, and I did a lot of research and did a lot of reading and listened to a lot of podcasts on Kickstarter and said, all right, well, let's figure out how to do this, and if we're going to do this, let's really do it right. And I knew a couple of people who had done crowdfunding as well. And so we looked into it, researched it. I put together a budget for this event. The budget that we came up with is $12,650. 10% of that will go, 5% will go to Kickstarter, and 5% goes to Amazon, who handles the payments for a Kickstarter campaign. So right off the bat, 10%, goes just to the operation of the Kickstarter campaign. So we're looking at a budget of slightly over $11,000. When we put that number together, that number was a bare minimum for what we needed in order to get this event done. We need that much to do this event and not lose money. We would like to have, $3,000 or $4,000 more to the budget, because that lets us do some extra nicer, cooler things and make it a better event generally. And we think we will be able to raise that through sponsorships or some ticket sales or other things as well. So we think that we will be able to put all those extras in, but we knew that we had to raise $12,650 in order to make this event happen. So that's how we put that number together. One of the people that we talked to, or that I talked to in researching Kickstarter, was Bill Lichtenstein. Bill raised $104,000 through Kickstarter to make a documentary about WBCN, the radio station up in Boston. And so I called him and I said, well, how'd you do it? What should we know? And Bill told me, well, it's all about your first week and your last week. And that's what I had read, that really Kickstarter donations are U-shaped. You see a big, bolt out of the gate, and then you see a big spurt at the end, and that there's a lull in the middle. So Bill said you've got 25% your first week, you're in good shape. Where you really want to be is at 50% going into your last week. He said if you're there, you're in good shape. So if you were to ask me how the Kickstarter campaign is doing, my answer is it is good. It is not great. We are sitting at exactly 50% right now as we speak on this conference call. So I think we've got a good shot of bringing this home. I am optimistic. I think it is definitely within the realm of possibility. I am not at all complacent. I do not think it's going to be easy. I think there's going to be a lot of hustle in these last few days, and I think we really need to get word out and get some very specific things out and make some specific things happen in this last week to bring this Kickstarter campaign home. And one of the things I learned, when I researched Kickstarter campaigns is that they're a lot of work. And I can tell you that that is true. This has been nothing but work for the last month, 10-hour days, easily. Here's what we've done well with the Kickstarter campaign. I think first and foremost, we have done incredibly well with the Rhode Island press. And some of that is skill and a lot of that is luck. But my general sense is Rhode Islanders know about this event. In fact, Kristen Adamo even told me on Friday, she said, I think you've saturated Rhode Island. I think they know about this event. We have gotten press coverage in the Rhode Island business publications, Providence Business News, Rhode Island Small Business Journal. Gil Lantini over there has been fantastic. Pro AM 630, Ashley Erling has been fantastic in terms of setting up an interview there. We have also gotten a lot of publicity and press coverage in the, I guess what you would call culinary press or the press outlets that cover food. So the Road Show, which is the morning television show on Fox in Providence, did a segment on this. In fact, Cindy Salvato went on and represented us on the Road Show and did a fantastic job talking about the event. Go Local Prov, which is a great website, covering everything that has to do with Providence. Mike Martini, wrote a story about it over there, and we've actually seen a lot of web traffic from that story. Rhode Island Monthly included it in their event calendar. The Providence Journal ran a story about it last Wednesday, and I know that story resonated with people because of the phone calls and the emails that I got after that story ran. And Gail Ciampa has actually been helpful in a number of ways in terms of recommending people that we talk to. Boston.com, we've even gotten some Boston press. So Boston.com's Chowdown Beantown blog posted something about the event on Friday. Jackie Morrissey over there has been fantastic. And I talked to BostonChefs.com last week, and I think there's going to be something on Boston Chefs coming out this week as well. So press, particularly Rhode Island press, we've done really, really well. We could not have possibly done better, I don't think, than we did. Blogger and social media outreach is another place where I think we've done really, really well. We put together a program for bloggers. We asked them to support the Kickstarter campaign, and in return, we would provide them with tickets and get them to come to the event. And there were number of them, I'd say about a dozen that took us up on that offer and have gotten word out. And really, Twitter has been talked about quite a bit on Twitter. In fact, even before the Kickstarter campaign launched, it spread quite a bit virally. So I think we did really well with that. The restaurant outreach, we've been talking to a number of the restaurants and have gotten a lot of interest from them. We haven't solidified all the ways that they will be involved in the event, but they've been very receptive to this event, and that's been great. I think that they recognize that anything that sort of bolsters the city of Providence and the state of Rhode Island's reputation in terms of culinary tourism is good for all of them. And then the rewards, particularly the Kickstarter Rewards for people who are going to the conference, which is sort of the easy one to do. If somebody wants to go to the conference, it's easy to put together some great rewards for them. And we've obviously put tickets to the conference up as rewards for much less than they will be when they go on sale to the general public. But we've also been able to put some unique rewards up as well. Some of the culinary walking tours, and again, Cindy and Savoring Rhode Island have been great. Mike Martini from Newport Gourmet Tours. John Spalding over at Peacock Press has a new culinary guidebook coming out about Rhode Island, and so he's given us some of those to give away as rewards. Ted Strickland of A Taste of Rhode Island, some bus culinary tours. Matt Jennings was kind enough to agree to do meet and greets with some of the conference attendees, and so we're using those as rewards. And we've also issued some Johnson & Wales discounts, so staff and students who have Johnson & Wales email addresses. We are giving them a discount on tickets. The rewards are quite easy in a lot of ways for the people who are going to attend the conference. They're a little more difficult for people who can't attend the conference for whatever reason, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We've also put together some great sponsorship packages. And again, these sponsorship packages will be available to sponsors after the Kickstarter campaign concludes, but we are making them less expensive to sponsors that come on board through Kickstarter as an incentive to get them to come on board early. And a number have actually taken us up on that, so that's been great, including some of the sponsors that came in today. We've had some challenges as well with the Kickstarter campaign. And a lot of those challenges are actually unique to this project. First of all, we don't have Kristen Bell starring in our in our conference. If we did, we might have raised $2 million in 10 hours. But beyond that, a lot of the projects that are successful on Kickstarter tend to be digital in nature, or the types of things that you can easily replicate and make digital copies of and give away, whether those are digital albums by musicians who can give them away, or video games, things like that. And we are not one of those things, so we've got some limitations. One of our limitations is geographic. The conference, by its very nature, tends to have geographic appeal. It's going to attract people from New England. We have put together Kickstarter rewards packages for people who can't make the conference. So we're putting together, recordings audio recordings of the different speaking sessions so people can listen to them. Pete Cardozo, who is a fantastic artist. I worked with him a lot when I was over at the radio station, WBRU. Pete puts together all the poster print artwork for all the big artists that come through Lupo's there in Providence. So he's done artwork for B.B. King and Elvis Costello and Diana Ross and the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, and his work is fantastic. So he's putting together a limited edition collectible poster for this event that we can mail to people who can't attend. But by and large, it's tough to incentivize somebody who lives in San Diego who thinks it's a cool concept, but to appeal to come up with something that will appeal to that type of person who can't attend the conference has been harder. Another one of the challenges we've had with Kickstarter Rewards is that really we don't have a great $25 reward, and in a lot of ways, $25 is the sweet spot. It's where a lot of Kickstarter Rewards come in at that level. And again, we've made audio recordings and things like that available, but we are not able to make the bulk of tickets available at the $25 price. The numbers just don't work that way. So that's been one of our challenges, is that really some of the tickets have been available at $40, and most of them have been available at $50. So that's been a challenge as well. What do we need to do in order to move forward with the Kickstarter campaign and to really bring it home? I think a number of things. First, I think particularly in the Rhode Island area and in the New England area, we've done a great job of getting word out, that people have heard about this event, they kind of know about this event. Now we need to get them to pull the trigger. We really need to let them know that, look, this is the final week, time's up, and we got to get a move on things. Our deadline for donations is this Saturday, the 30th. It is actually 3:59 p.m. East Coast time and 12:59 p.m. noon 59 p.m. West Coast time is when we can accept the last donation. So we've got until this Saturday to make this happen. So we really need to get word out that this is, it's now or never. If you want to support this thing, now is the time to come on board. And I think it's easy for people to say, oh, that event's not till September, I'll decide then. And if that's what people say, and we let them say that and we let them get away with that, we're not going to be able to bring this event home. So we really need to let people know that, this is the time to act if you want this event to happen. I should say that we do not have a plan B. If we do not raise the funds, raise the capital for this event to happen, it's probably not going to happen this year, but there is no backup plan for funding. We've lined a lot of great things up, and we've moved ahead as if we think that this will happen, and I still believe that it can, but there's no situation where we put any of our own money up for it. We're just not in a position to be able to do that. So really, we've got to make this come home. So that's where we are. And here's really my clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose moment. I am an old radio guy. So I am not above stunting. And stunting means, pulling some ridiculously silly stunt in order to gather attention and to get the media spotlight on you and to get people talking and to get people to come out and make this come home. And I've been racking my brain for something that even people who can't come to the conference would do, and even at the $25 level would work. And what we're looking and talking about doing is pulling out an old stunt that I used to do when I was in radio. We actually did this at WBRU once, which is we're talking about doing a live broadcast on Saturday for an hour. And anybody who makes a donation of $25 or more, I will drink a shot of milk. And there's actually some debate over whether we'll do shots of milk or shots of beer. But we'll keep doing it until we hit that point where it can no longer happen. And so we're talking about pulling a stunt on Saturday and doing shots of milk until it can't be done anymore, which is gross. It is tasteless and it is tacky, but it will get attention. And we think it may pull some extra dollars in. And we think that it's not not necessarily in the classy spirit that we had when we designed this event, but we think that it could be fun and could get word out. So those are all the things that we're looking at doing. I do want to say, if for any reason this event doesn't come together and this doesn't happen, and one of the things people should know with Kickstarter is that it's all or nothing. If we don't hit our goal, we don't get any of it. So we have to reach $12,650, or nobody's credit card gets charged. The upside to that is that there's no risk for anybody. So they are not backing a losing project that isn't going to have enough money to actually come through. So your credit card's only going to get charged if this event is really going to happen. I will say that if for any reason we don't, it doesn't come together and it doesn't happen, and you are supporting this event because you want to support the culinary scene in Rhode Island and in Providence, the first thing I would ask you to do with the money that you're going to spend here is to spend it on the Eat, Drink, RI Festival, which Dave Dedekian has done a fantastic job putting it together. And if your priority is supporting the Rhode Island scene, first of all, you should already be spending money there, but you should now be spending more money there. That's the best way to sort of support all the great things that chefs and farmers and artisanal food producers are doing in the city of Providence. And please go check out his festival and look at it online, eatdrinkri.com, because he's doing some fantastic things there. So that's it for me. I'm now actually going to open it up to questions. If anybody has any questions, all you need to do is press *6 on your phone, and you will be able to unmute yourself and go ahead and if there's anything you want to ask,